It's Random Thoughts number. I guess I should give a little update about why I haven't been doing my Bible and Quran study videos. Well, it's a lot of things. Actually, it's not. It's just I've been really lazy when it comes to them because it's actually quite a lot of work to do them because I try to do like a good job. I reread through all the text I'm doing twice, and then sometimes I quote them or I cite which passage, so I have to make sure it's all right. I have to take notes about what I'm going to say, then I have to write the script of what I'm saying, and sometimes I draw pictures and all that, and well, it's a lot of work, and I know people do like the series and stuff, so I will try to stop being a lazy bum and actually continue doing them. What else can we can talk about the Girl Scout thing. I don't know if you heard about the Girl Scout thing, but there was a Girl Scout thing going on. There was this video of a Girl Scout teenager calling for a boycott of buying Girl Scout cookies, even though they are motherfucking delicious. And it caused a lot of controversy. Why did she want the boycott? She wanted to boycott because some Girl Scout troops were letting in transgendered people into their troops. If you if they were letting in boys identifying themselves as girls into the troops, and this girl and her family thought that wasn't a good thing, and it was not making sure that everyone had a safe environment. And she's like, why doesn't everybody know? Why can't we know who they are and stuff? When, the whole time I was watching this video, I was thinking, well, I'm sure the people in the troop know which one's the transgendered person. They probably don't have a big deal about it, seeing as you, who don't even have a transgender person in your troop, are just freaking out about it. It's pretty ridiculous because, well, one, because it's transphobia, and two, the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts are already like starting to merge. Some troops throughout the states have been merging, and I don't know if it's going to be a whole national thing where all of them will be. If they are, that would be like cool beans in my opinion, because I was in the Girl Scouts when I was little, and we didn't really learn much. We learned how to craft. Not that I dislike crafting, I love crafting, but I was like, okay, we're making ornaments, and again, and oh look, we're cutting out construction paper again. And when we did go camping, it was in cabin, when we learned how to make fire, it was using matches and starter logs. There was no being prepared for us, and some Boy Scout troops already let girls in, and so, if they merged everywhere across the country, I think that would be great, because, well, that just sounds like good times to me. I was going through some of my stuff. I already kind of started doing the spring cleaning because it's been warm as heck here, and it's like we aren't even having winter. And guess what I found? Oh, I found this! Ah! It's a lizard! And it's Flake. I did scare a friend with this when I was younger, though. I was all like, "Hey, do you wanna see my lizard?" And she was like, "That's a toy." And I'm like, "Boy, I sure scared you." And I sure scared her, man. Man, she was scared. A lot of stuff has been going on with Republican primaries and all that shit. And let's talk about Ron Paul. Everyone on the internet just loves Ron Paul. Thankfully, most of them don't vote. I do not like Ron Paul, because one, he's like a religious nutbag, and he's not this nice old man everyone thinks he'd be. I think a lot of people aren't thinking it through, what exactly it would mean with all this libertarianism. The funny thing is, you know who really loves Ron Paul on the internet? Reddit. Reddit loves Ron Paul. I've seen people make comments criticizing even like like criticisms around Paul, and they just get downvoted to fuck. And no, I don't go on Reddit. I had like, I had an account for like 5 minutes. I already knew I didn't like it because I had looked through it and I was like, no, this is not for me. But then I was like, well, I guess since I'm making these videos on atheism and stuff now, I can make an account and just, you know, hang out in the R atheism, and maybe it's not so bad. And yes, it was so bad. It wasn't any better. Not really. Not much. I know our atheism does do good. Raised a lot of money for Doctors Without Borders, and that was great and stuff, but it's mostly, you know, everyone says it's a big circle jerk, and it really is. I think Reddit, certain subreddits can be really great sometimes, but it's just, it's not for me. But if you ever just like go on the front page, there's most likely going to be something about Ron Paul. And then maybe on the front or the second page, there's going to be something complaining about how there's not enough federal regulation on this company, and they're doing all this polluting and stuff. And they're not seeing the hypocrisy here, because what Ron Paul stands for is a very, very small government, which means very, very, very little regulation. But, you know, you can't point anything like that out or you'll get downvoted. But it does look like Romney's going to get a nomination. I had already, like, I think everyone already knew before all this shit even started that he would get it. Like, even when Herman Cain was popular, even when Newt Gingrich had that really small little comeback, Romney is the most kind of person that kind of looks like a president. I mean, can you see a President Gingrich? No. No, you can't. You can never see that thing as president. And I think it's pretty obvious now that he's going to get the nomination. And really, he's kind of boring. And so I don't know if he's really have much of a chance for when the actual re-elections come up. I don't know. Maybe he'll surprise us. For those that have actually watched my video game videos, you know that I finished Amnesia finally after months and months and months. Like, I would just record chunks and then I would stop playing it for weeks and weeks and then run out of stuff to upload and then record another chunk. I finished it finally, and it was a good game. I enjoyed it. It was terrifying. Before I started playing Amnesia, I was playing Penumbra Overture, and I stopped playing because I got kind of bored and I really wanted to play Amnesia. And twice now I've streamed me playing Penumbra on Twitch TV. I didn't stream this last Sunday because I just finished Amnesia and I was not in the mood to be scared. So I'm probably going to be streaming again this weekend, and I'll try to put on my Twitter when I'm going to be streaming, and I will be uploading a video to YouTube sometime before the stream to let you all know what the time is if you want to watch me play Penumbra Overture. And I had a nice little group with me in the chat rooms last time I was playing, and it's kind of nice having someone watch you play like in real time, because then you can kind of talk to them, and I want to talk to y'all. Speaking of video games, videos and stuff, I am subscribed from a Let's Player that I used to really enjoy recently, and I'm still kind of like upset. Like, I had no idea I would be so upset about unsubscribing to someone. I'm like literally almost angry at this person because I don't really watch Let's Plays like at all, and I like this person Let's Plays, and they just got too popular. When I first found them, it was really great. They weren't very popular, but they, you know, had a nice chunk of followers, but they still seemed very real to me. They would play the video games and seemed to enjoy playing video games, and the experience, they had face cam too eventually. It seemed real, like they weren't staging it, they weren't faking it, and they had a nice little, you know, sexy accent too. And then they started getting more popular, and it was still fine. It was a little annoying. I was hoping they would go back. I know I sound like one of those people, oh man, I like their first album, but I hate the new one. You know, I'm trying not to be like that. But they seem to follow, I don't want to name drop here, rush through the shit too. They just rush through. They play mods mostly because I guess they're free. And you can make the most profit that way. But it's like the same mods of a certain game. I don't want to give it away because I don't want to seem spiteful. And oh, that got annoying too because it's like play something fucking else. But I know, Max. I know it's upsetting. Yeah, it's like they had a script of things they have to have in this video, and of course their demographics seem to change. It's now just like young teenagers, boys and girls. The girls love them. I'm trying not to give out a gender, and the boys, want to be them, and I guess that kind of gives away the gender, doesn't it? So now I'm just kind of wondering, like, am I even gonna look for another Let's Player to watch? Because I never really watched a lot, because for the most part I don't like them. Even though I do them, kind of. I kind of just like the edited videos now. I'm not snazzy enough to do those all the time. I'm really excited about the next few months, especially about the Reason Rally, and I hope some of you go there, because then you can meet, maybe find me, and I can go view all button, and who doesn't like all button? And I guess that's it. So, end.